Favourite princess?
My favourite boat?
Wow.
I often get the question.
There's so many special ones.
It's a big question.
It's a tricky one.
I think it's always the last one you launch, or maybe it's not. Maybe it's the ones we can't tell you about. It's the ones we're just starting to conceptualise.
Over the years, I've had many favourite princesses, but probably the most current one is the S80. It's sporty, but also practical. It's the most advanced. It's a boat we've just done. It's got everything a princess should have.
I think the Y72, and particularly the Y class, it absolutely defines princess.
The Y72 is the quintessential princess.
You know, it's this quiet, refined, understated elegance, with no compromise.
The performance of the boat and the way we build it and the layout hit all the things off that I internally feel are princess through and through. I struggle to think of any previous model that outperforms it.
Oh, not one particular favourite, no. I think they've all been fantastic boats. The X80, I do like that one. That's nice. That's a very nice boat. Totally different from what we've done before, and it moved the company on. I think they just look fantastic.
Probably one of my best memories would be a Princess 67. I had the opportunity to dive off the back of the boat.
I wrote all the carpentry standard work for that boat. That boat was phenomenal. So the 67 and 70 were my favourite boats to be working on, yes.
The F45 was absolutely my favourite. That's where I was able to actually stand on my own two legs a little bit. I was just able to actually do it for myself.
In general, the S class, because it's a great compromise of shape of the more open boats.
If I had to pick one today, it would be a S72. I think it's got everything, and that transition at 70 feet when you go from a boat with raised tow rails to full-on bulwarks creates that feeling of being on a true ship, and I think that's always appealed to me.
I think the F65 is probably my favorite. It's still manageable for an owner-operator. You don't need a crew, and it has 4 nice staterooms and 3 heads, and it's a nice boat.
My personal favorite is actually made today. It's called V55, and that is because the cockpit and the saloon are really linked together, so it makes the boat extremely social.
I love the V55. It's a great boat for a sporty, fun group of people. You know, spend a night on there, spend a day on there. You know, love it.
It's the last one that I had the pleasure of selling and really diving into with the family.
My favorite one is the one I'm going to sell tomorrow. Whatever it is, which model it is, that's always my favorite one, and that is the motivation to sell.
One of my favourite princess models would have been the V52. It was one of the early V boats. We had a V39 and a V52, and they're both very successful. Well, it was a deep V sports boat, very good for long distance cruising. I seem to remember once went up to Cowsweek, coming down to Salcombe and doing the whole trip in about 2.5 hours, which was, you know, a sort of record more or less at the time, averaging something like 37, 38 knots. The tide was under us. There we had the moon absolutely on the horizon in front of us, and behind us in the exhaust, the blood-red sun coming up to drive that thing at sort of 38 knots or so, heading down to Salcombe for breakfast. It was a hell of a sensation.